A heartbreaking case, viewers, has emerged from Canada, where a young student from Gujarat was allegedly stabbed to death nearly 15 days ago. The family of the victim is now raising serious concerns over delays in bringing the body back to India for the last rites. According to reports, the family claims they have been struggling with procedural delays and lack of clarity from authorities regarding the repatriation process. Repeated follow-ups have not yet resulted in the return of the mortal remains, causing deep distress. The incident has triggered outrage and emotional appeals from the kin, who are demanding faster coordination between Indian and Canadian authorities. They're urging the government to intervene and ensure the body is brought back at the earliest so that final rites can be performed. Officials are expected to continue coordination with local authorities in Canada, while the family waits for closure in what has become an extremely painful and prolonged ordeal. Joining me is Ambassador Gauri Shankar Gupta. Is a former diplomat. Ambassador Gupta, welcome. And what do you have to say about this tragic incident and the situation that the family is facing now?
Good afternoon, Vaisali. This is really very sad. I think the crimes in Canada have been increasing in the last 2-3 years. I don't know what could be the reason for this gruesome murder, and that will be revealed once the investigations are over and police is able to find out the reason. But as of now, the mortal remains of the person must be sent quickly. I do not see any reason why they should be delayed. In fact, I saw in the newspaper that the kins of the deceased were actually informed after 12 days, which is not correct. You know, this kind of information should have been communicated to the Indian High Commission immediately, and the Indian High Commission should have informed the family members in India. So I think the Indian High Commission in Ottawa must get in touch with the Canadian authorities and they coordinate this thing very quickly. This is naturally a very sentimental issue, and it doesn't require much effort. Basically, the Canadian government should give the details of the dead person immediately to the High Commission, and the mortal remains should be embalmed and they should be sent back to India. Maybe the delay occurred because of the identification of the individual. Maybe he was not identified in time. Maybe there was no identity paper with him. Otherwise, I have not seen a case in which such delay happens, in case of either murder or natural death of a person. So I hope the two sides will coordinate this quickly and send the mortal remains without further delay.
Ambassador Gupta, now how much normally depends on Canadian local police clearance and forensic procedures, and how much really depends on Indian diplomatic intervention?
You see, in case of crime, this is a murder case. So naturally, there would be a postmortem, would have happened already. If the murder happened 12 days ago, I suppose all the formalities should have been completed by now. Normally, it takes 4 to 5 days to complete the process. Postmortem is done, report is then given to the relatives of the deceased, and thereafter they are asked to make arrangements for transportation of the mortal remains, which are done in consultation with the High Commission of India or the Consulate of India in Toronto. So I think the 12 days is very unusual delay. Normally it should take 4 to 5 days, that is my view. But in any case, I have a feeling that the body was not identified in time, and that is why it has been delayed so much. That is my presumption, but if that is not the case, then I think it is very, very unusual delaying the mortal remains of a person for such a long time.
Right, Ambassador Gupta. This is, of course, as we're telling our viewers, quite unfortunate. But thank you so much for joining me. Now, latest updates are coming in from Delhi. after his meeting with Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge